Hello and welcome. This is Marian Solis, your host. I'm a transformational coach and energy medicine practitioner, and today I'm going to present this video series to you about the inner and outer strategies, how to save your wallet and your sanity during this holiday season. In this video series, we have the following goals. Number one, we want to answer the question, why are the holidays such a stressful time? Now, you might say, well, duh. It seems so obvious, but actually what you will find out in this video series is that there's a lot of unconscious programming going on that is contributing to your holiday stress, and that's exactly what we're going to focus on today. Number two, how do we, you specifically for yourself, me for myself, how do we contribute to the stress and how can we alleviate it both externally and internally? The beauty is once we identify what we ourselves do to contribute to the stress, we have the control to change it. Number three, what strategies can you put in place today, especially around money, to enjoy this holiday season? I'm going to give you 20 external strategies in this video series. Really, really good strategies externally that you can use to save your wallet and your sanity. And I'm going to give you a really beneficial internal strategy that you will use for the rest of your life if you choose to, which is the stress relief technique that I'm mentioning here in number four. You will learn a stress relief technique that you can use today and for the rest of your life. It is super easy to learn and very, very effective. And I promise that this video series is going to be fun, actionable, and insightful. I want you to start adopting this new mantra right now. Ready? Nothing is more important than that I feel good. Now, I want you to just notice what you have immediately felt and immediately thought once you read this, because you will already identify what your unconscious programming might be around you deserving that you feel good. Actually, being your number one. So just know that. Most of us will feel resistance when we say anything like that. So just say it out loud. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. Take a breath. And then notice what that feels like. Not even how realistic it is, but just what it feels like. And just write it down. This is a really good time to take some notes because you just might be surprised what you will find out about yourself and your unconscious programming in this video series. Why is this such a stressful time? So, obviously, money is a huge issue for most people. The holidays are just leading to overspending like no other season. However, there are secret drivers, unconscious drivers that lead you to overspending if you are prone to overspending. And we are going to look at those and you will identify your own secret drivers, which is really cool. Because then, again, once you know it, you can do something about it. Relatives. I mean, how many of us have challenging relationships? We're in close quarters when we have family come into town. We have different views. Some people don't even want to start talking politics. Other people will not stop talking politics. Religion, opposing views about guns, whatever it is, there are so many opposing views. And when you're around relatives that you don't get along with great, it can be really challenging and adding to your stress. Shopping. Oh my God, what do I buy? When shall I get it all done? The stores are packed. You have to wait forever. It's just so hard to get your shopping done during the holiday season when everybody is out going crazy. Travel. First of all, who are you going to go see during the holiday season? So that's the first decision, especially if your family is spread out. So often in families, it's like, are we going to her family or his family? And then you have all the the additional in-laws and the other family members that you feel you quote unquote have to visit. So travel is a big deal. If you go somewhere out by car, by train, by plane, that's a whole nother addition to your stress. And what if you have pets? What are you going to do with your pets? You have to board them, you have to find a place where you can kennel them. Are they going to take good care of them? There is so much stuff to think about. And then, of course, all of that costs money. Kids. Your kids can either be demanding or they may be super excited and obnoxious. They may have huge expectations based on what is their friend getting? What do they expect from you? Can you afford it? Do you want to afford it? Have they been, you know, have they been quote unquote good that you even care to spend money for them? So, all of these things, depending on how old your kids are going to be more on your mind or less on your mind. But kids are a huge contribution to our stress level, especially during the holidays. Loss of loved ones. If you've lost somebody that's important to you around the holidays, this is especially hard for you. First of all, you're just missing them so much more around the holidays anyway. But then the holiday season is tainted with that loss of that special person in your life. And it's a constant reminder every year. While everybody else is in hustle and bustle and getting ready for the holidays, the greatest time of the year, you hurt. And it's hard to find people who can really have compassion with you while they really enjoy their time. Work. If you go on vacation, you might have to work extra before, or you might worry about how you're getting your work done before or after. There might be issues. Can I go on vacation? Will I get off? Will my boss let me go? Anything and everything around work. And often we have disagreements with our partner on one or more of these topics, like how much money should we spend? What relatives should we go see? Where should we go travel? How much should we spend on our kids' gifts? A lot of times there are disagreements between the partners on these topics, which adds to all the stress. Of course, all of this leads to overwhelm. Oh my gosh, can you feel it already? Take a deep breath. Now, remember what I said in the beginning? Nothing is more important than that I feel good. In fact, you might want to stop the video right now and put this on an index card or write it in your phone so that you remind yourself regularly, because this is actually the key. When you can find a way to feel good, and you will understand later why that is, everything is going to fall into place so much easier. And of course, I will show you that stress relief technique at the end that will support you, that you can truly make this happen. And this attitude can only come from within. This is not something you can just switch, around to and say, okay, now I'm most important and how I feel is that's what really counts. It's not that easy. And it's not that easy. So with what we're doing throughout this video series, you will actually realize what internal work you can do so that you can feel good and make that happen from within. All right, let's look at some of these details. Money. This is a fun one. 2015 average holiday spending per consumer was $953. So first of all, this is per consumer, not per family. This is additional spending for the holidays, not regular spending. So this is additional holiday spending per consumer, $953, almost $1,000. And it just keeps going up every year. Do you have that much extra cash saved? Most people don't. So then we come into the danger zone, credit cards. How many people get credit cards just to cover the holidays? I didn't grow up in America, I grew up in Germany. And I remember when I came here as an adult, I was working in a travel agency and I overheard a colleague talk to somebody else about applying for a credit card so that she can buy Christmas gifts. And I did not even understand what that meant because in Germany, when I lived there, you couldn't carry a balance on a credit card. If you had a credit card and you charged something, then it was automatically deducted out of your checkings account at the end of the month. It was an automatic deduction and there was no danger of carrying a balance. It took me a while to actually understand that in America, you can have credit cards and carry balances on it. And here I want to show you what that means. So, if you don't have great credit, your interest rate might very well be 20%. And if you don't know how much your interest rate is, that's a whole nother indication for you around your money programming. You really want to know how much interest you're spending. So assume it's 20%. Some are 29%, but we'll just play with 20%. If you take out $953 on a credit card at 20% interest rate, and you just make your monthly minimum payment of 4%, which is $38, it will take you 6 years to pay off this holiday spending. 6 years. And that's if you make $38 a month minimum payment for 4%. There are credit cards that will let you get away with 1 or 2% minimum payment, and it's so tempting to fall into that trap. So you paying for this Christmas or these holidays 6 years from now. And guess what? You will have paid $1,480. That's a whooping $500 in interest. You're paying $500 because you've put this holiday spending on a credit card. That's crazy. But we don't think about this because all we see is the minimum payment. And then the next holiday season rolls around before the previous one is ever paid off. And then January comes, you get the credit card bills, panic. How am I going to pay this? And a lot of times we when we have a pattern of overspending, we don't just overspend during Christmas or holiday seasons. We overspend the entire year. It's just extra hard during the holiday season. We spend like the rich and we save like the poor. Does that sound right for you? Now, if it does, I want you to stop right now. I don't want you to beat yourself up. This is really, really important. You cannot change any programming if you beat yourself up. You have to come at it with compassion. Now, let me share something with you. If you tend to overspend, if you tend to not have enough savings or no savings, not enough income, that's actually quite typical. And it's an unconscious money programming that comes for the middle class, and you can change that. I have a program that's called Tapping into Wealth Bootcamp, and it goes into very, very much detail about all our unconscious money programming that comes from our parents and our, the generations before us that is so ingrained that we often don't even question it. We think that's just the way it is. So if you see yourself in what we just went over, please have compassion. And the technique I'm going to show you is going to help you with this as well.